Well, welcome back to another episode of When It Rays, It Pours. I'm Keith Ray.
I'm Juan Reyes. I'm a retired professional bullfighter. My pronouns are numero uno and el Matador. I gave up my profession because I realized that I am against animal cruelty.
Oh, okay. You've renounced the life as a bullfighter.
But I was really good.
Juan Reyes. Are you just looking up people with the same name as you in other languages now?
No, I just translated my name to Spanish and decided I was a professional matador that used to be really good.
So you just decided that you once were really good at fighting bulls?
Yeah. But now I don't do it because I love animals.
Would you say that you're as good at fighting bulls as you are keeping a clean home?
Probably equally as good. Pretty much the best at everything I do.
Well, I feel like I have somehow let you down in the upkeep of this apartment that we shared. It seems like every time you come over, you're like talking about there being like a pile of dishes. I had noticed I do have a whole 3 dirty dishes in this apartment.
Yeah, Keith, they're not dirty dishes that are rinsed in the sink. They're dirty dishes that are caked in food. A sauce container that's filled with sauce that has a film on the top of it.
Well, I didn't finish the sauce. I should have finished the sauce.
It has a film on the top of it. So you could scrape that off.
And then have fresh sauce.
Yeah. Because you're disgusting.
I think that you're supposed to keep that particular sauce refrigerated.
I think you're supposed to clean your dishes. That's what you're supposed to do.
Well, you can have like a couple dirty dishes for a couple days.
You can have dishes in the sink that are rinsed.
Oh, so it's
until the dishwasher is emptied.
Okay.
You can't
but I usually
extremely caked a dish covered in some sort of, I don't know what you ate. Looks
spinach. I had spinach and chicken wings and what was it?
Well, now that plate looks like someone threw up spinach on it, and it dried for days and days and days.
Yeah, I had some spinach and no, that was spinach and steak and sweet potato, which I know is not really a vegetable; it's more of a starch. But I do enjoy it.
I don't live here, but I do still have to spend an hour to an hour and a half here once a week. So
I ran the vacuum cleaner like a month ago. I thought I was keeping it up pretty good.
Yeah, you also got a bowling alley made out of beer bottles in there.
Empties, yeah. I forgot to, I haven't...
Right next to a brown paper bag that I guess you could have at least put the bottles into the bag.
No, that bag's full of like Slim Jim wrappers and empty cigarette packs and emptied ashtrays. Yeah, that bag's already.
You're really backing up your cleanliness.
I'm just saying that bag is for like it's like a waste paper basket.
Paper goods. You separate your glass from your.
It's waste paper.
I got you.
It's like a waste paper basket.
So you're really doing this for the environment.
Well, I've always felt to.
I mean, everybody knows recycling is a joke because if there's one contaminated piece in it, they just sell it all to China.
Where it becomes
really
toxic waste.
Yeah. I think China's backed off their buying our garbage.
Really?
Yeah, it's funny. We buy expensive electronics and every phone that's made here or that's used here, everything like that we buy from China, but they buy our garbage and somehow we still owe them money.
Well, I feel like how much garbage you would have to produce to undo the amount of loans we've taken from the Chinese regime. And it's important to separate You know, because when you say China,
Well,
or
the
the
thing
Chinese,
is, we don't buy our phones
it's like
from the Chinese. We buy our phones from Apple. Apple just uses Chinese labor to make them all.
Yeah, slave labor.
Yeah, that's why they put a bunch of fucking what do you call them? Trampoline, that white trash shit. Trampolines. They put a lot of white trash bouncy houses around the building, so when the people jump out to kill themselves and end it all, they just bounce right back up onto the next floor.
Oh man, can you imagine? Like, you hate your job so much, you're like, I'm just gonna jump to my death, but then you get caught like on one of them little trapeze nets or trampolines, as you put it. It's funny. Why would you say that trampolines are white trash? It's funny. Like, I was just filming our younger brother on a trampoline earlier today for a show about white trash people, and
I think you answered your own question.
And I didn't put two and two together. Like we're making this show so authentic that I didn't even realize that one of the ideas I had was white trash as fuck. It was like it didn't occur to me that was an additional white trash thing. I thought that
even
that
going to those
thing.
places where you pay to go on those fancy trampolines and shit, that's even white trash to me.
Really? Even like the place
Sky Zone or whatever the fuck they call that shit,
where you can play like trampoline basketball. I figured you'd dig that because you can dunk the shit out of that thing. And it's like,
that's a little
good.
bit less because at least you got basketball. That adds a little chocolate flavor to the scenario. I can get down with it a little more then.
Speaking of chocolate flavor, if
you're putting balls in holes, it adds a little bit of the class to it all.
The chocolate in our Neapolitan ice cream is missing, because I'm strawberry, red, white. We had Vern just couldn't make it this week. He loved all the positive feedback. I'd let him know, everybody that reached out saying how funny he was and how great of a guest he was. I made sure and let him know that, and now he thinks he's too big for the show.
Oh, well, one
doesn't even take my
caveat, calls. I do need to do a little house cleaning. Last week's episode was a banked episode. It was from about 10 years ago. So all the offensive stuff that Keith and Vern were saying, we wouldn't allow that on the podcast in this day and age, especially with someone as woke as myself. I had to turn it off halfway through, and if you haven't watched last week's episode, I would tell you to do the same, because it's just nothing but offensive shit from you guys. Fat shaming, like saying, "Oh, I'm as fat as the skipper. He probably sank the boat because he was so fat." And
from Gilligan's Island?
Vern being so self-hating and loving white rappers more such.
God, he does love white rappers, dude. I'm surprised he wasn't like talking about how great Limp Bizkit was.
Nowadays he's gotten past that, but that was a long time ago. We just hadn't. We had to take a week off, so we pulled one out of the archives.
Yeah, basically.
I know we all look very similar.
Pretty much the same.
But I just blame that on genetics. I mean,
Yeah, we look pretty young for our age.
We age well, You were 19. I was,
I actually think I
28.
looked younger at 19. A little bit than I do now.
You still looked older than me when you were 19.
Yeah, when I was 19, we actually went to the bank one time. No, I was probably about 20 then. But being 9 years apart, you, the senior, we asked the bank teller, who do you think is older? And they paused, so you won. I mean, in all fairness.
We also asked everybody that we worked with that didn't already know, and they thought the same thing. Don't blame it on one dumb bank teller.
No, but the people that we worked with that didn't already know, how would you not already know? Was it that? Do I look that fucking old?
Keith, sorry to tell you, I don't go around bragging about you to everybody.
So they don't really know our relationship at all. Was how they were able to.
No, just would be the people I wouldn't have talked to it about. My actual friends would have known, but
Yeah.
they still said you look older.
Well, I look older.
You definitely breathe louder.
And I got a dirtier apartment.
Dude, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, when I come over here, I know it's only 2 stories. We don't need a trampoline. I'll probably hit the pond. But I want to jump out the window, too.
Jesus. It's that bad? I thought it was all right. I mean, I know I got quite a few water bottles I got to throw away in my bedroom, but like 6-pack of empties on the floor in the living room.
This area
Yeah.
right here is pretty good.
So it's
I'll let the rest speak for itself.
essentially everyone can imagine just everywhere else that's not this little area basically from the wall to here is filthy. I think that's inaccurate. Okay. This is way too the bar in the kitchen is way too cluttered up with stuff. I'll give you that. But it's not dirty stuff. It's all clean items.
Has it been wiped down one time?
Since we've lived here? Absolutely not.
No, it has since we lived here.
Oh, really?
I wiped it down when I lived here for a couple months, but
Well, since then, no. Absolutely not.
Exactly.
There hasn't been anything that has created a mess been put on it. I'm not really happy with that sentence. I don't think that any of those words.
I didn't dump a whole gallon of grease or poop. I didn't poop on the counter, so it doesn't need to be wiped down. As long as you don't sit on something and take a shit on it, it does not ever need to be cleaned. That's what you're saying right now.
Well, I'm saying you clean up a mess. You see what I'm saying? No mess, no clean.
No.
Oh,
I just saw a bug flying around.
man, you want to hear a good one, though. One time I lived with this guy, and I'm not going to name drop him because nobody would know him anyway, but...
And he died from the odors you produced?
No, you know, when you're living with a bunch of roommates, it comes a point in time where you've got to divvy up some responsibilities, you know. One person covers this, one person does that, that kind of thing. And everybody kind of sits around, like a house meeting, everybody talks about it. And one person was talking about cleaning the shower. And my roommate goes, "Oh, you don't have to clean a shower? Showers are self-cleaning." Like,
was it a woman or a man?
It was a man.
I'm surprised you didn't turn gay and marry him immediately. Because he has the same idea about cleaning as you.
I cleaned the shower, like literally last week. I cleaned the shower. And I had cleaned the shower.
You Dranoed the shower.
No, I cleaned the
That's
shower
not
after that, and I had cleaned the shower a couple weeks before that, too.
I know the cleaning products that I left behind for you.
Yeah.
To
There's
use
antibacterial sprays.
Okay, so that's your version of cleaning the shower is spraying it with Lysol?
And then wiping it down? And then spraying hot water over the top of that? Am I out of my depth here?
You use the wrong thing, but it's still that's the
Disinfectant
best
spray.
thing that you've ever said in your life.
I Swiffered
put that on your tombstone or your tomb pallet or whatever the fuck you end up with.
I put fucking...
I sprayed out the shower with Lysol.
I did!
Exclamation point.
I also Lysoled the floor in the kitchen. And the floor in the bathroom.
You should be using the Swiffer.
I did. I Swiffered over those, but I also hit them with the spray first. So I got double clean.
You don't use Lysol on the floors that you Swiffer. You use the fucking Swiffer
I thought that was just to get up the, like, all the little stuff that's going to stick to the
Yeah,
pad.
I realized that you thought things that are wrong because you obviously know nothing about cleaning.
Well, I mean, I don't know what's going on with that toilet in your former bathroom, but, like, I have cleaned it, and it's just got, like, some kind of stain permanently in the bowl that looks like you just took, like, somebody took the most torrential icing on a cake shits, like, just painted the bowl every day, and that's not been the case. I clean it, and it doesn't change. It doesn't change. I've been cleaning it.
How have you cleaned it?
First,
you sprayed it with Lysol.
Well, I mean, that's how I started cleaning it. No, the first 3 times I cleaned it, I just sprayed it with Lysol.
Use the toilet bowl cleaner.
I did. I had to use a toilet bowl cleaner. Then I hit it with the scrub brush. I hit it with the brush.
Well,
it was like...
know. Sometimes you got to give it a couple extra shots when you wait 8 months.
Well, I did wait about 8 months to start trying to tackle that toilet. But I think it's just like rustation.
It just proves the foresight that our father has for naming you after another dirty person who didn't keep a clean house or home. I won't name. I won't name names, but so
he was my
anybody who knows could probably use process of elimination.
He was my only Jewish namesake. That
probably makes you even madder.
Why? Why would that make me mad?
It's your anti-Semitism.
I'm not anti-Semitic. But have you ever noticed?
I'm just teasing. You just hate Israel.
Yeah.
You just hate most of the Jews.
It's not the most. That's not most. That's not nice to say that I hate most Jews. I don't hate most Jews. I hate Israel the same way I hate China.
You just hate you just hate the concentration of them.
It's the regime.
Like you would be pretty upset in certain parts of Brooklyn too, where all the hayseeds hang out.
No, if there was a group, or there was a place in Brooklyn where
a lot of people Jews were, you wouldn't want to go there. I get it. You don't have to say this on a podcast.
You don't have to finish my sentences for me and put words in my mouth. What I'm saying is, if there was it's the governments of these places that I don't care for.
Oh, it's not the governments people. Of all the places is who you shouldn't care for.
Well, I mean, there are some governments that are actually pretty nice.
Really?
Yeah. Have you ever been to Amsterdam, Netherlands?
I already told you I hate the Dutch.
But their government's pretty good.
Except for their soccer team. I really like their soccer. They play good soccer.
There you go. They play good soccer.
Shout out to Ian Robin.
Got a good government. But
Giorgio Wijnaldum.
There's something about their culture that you just find repugnant, and that's your prerogative.
They were the biggest slave traders out of anybody.
Oh, okay. So this is like a historical hatred.
I really just took it from an Austin Powers movie, but they did trade the most slaves. They had a really good navy back in those days. That's why South Africa ended up how they were. It's a bunch of Dutch.
Wasn't there, didn't they come up with the sailor uniform that we all know now?
The Dutch
hat with the little capes and the bell-bottom onesie.
I didn't study up on the fashion of it, surprisingly.
I'm just saying, I think that the Dutch also came up with, the modern sailor look before it became, a military uniform used by an imperial power, because they're not really an imperial power.
That's something to really boast about with your government. Hey, we came up with the sailor uniforms. Our government's good.
Yeah, some governments are really good. They got good fashion. They got good policies for their people. You know, people over in the Netherlands, you know, they can just do whatever the fuck they want all the time.
That's not really true.
No, dude, it's totally true. It's like you could just bang heroin, bang hookers.
Not right out in the street.
Not right out in the street, but I mean, who wants to see you bumping uglies with some filthy prostitute? You got to put a fucking wall up. That's fine.
You can't shoot up in the street. You can't smoke in the street. You can't.
But you can shoot up at your house. And that's
why everybody thinks, oh, go to Amsterdam. It's all free for all. You do whatever you want. If you fucking go to Portland, it's probably more free than them.
Oh,
those fucking crazies.
Just because you can just bang some dope right there, like in the park, as opposed to having to go to a cafe.
Yeah. No, it's just government is always corrupt, no matter where you go, man. Some are better than others, but none of them do what they want. It's just not human nature, man.
Look, as long as they don't come into my apartment telling me I gotta tidy up, okay? As long as they keep that the fuck off my front yard, I'm pretty good with the government. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, as long as you want a new co-host, you can keep doing that.
Well, I get it. You're setting me up. You're setting me up because it's been a long time coming. I have officially decided to leave the Democratic Party.
Oh, you change parties and religions more than anybody I know.
Well, yeah, of course. I'm an ever-evolving free child of God.
You're like the Sinead O'Connor of religions and the Donald Trump of political parties.
God damn it. Fuck you. But aren't you interested to know what my new political affiliation or title is? It's great. You're really going to like this one.
Not really, but go ahead.
I'm a progressive. Yeah.
A progressive or progressive?
No, progressive with a PR. Progressive, yeah. Like,
I doubt it with all that hate speech you were spewing last week.
No, I'm progressive because
all I did
was
tell them news stories.
Is really,
you and Vern were saying some pretty rotten shit.
I didn't say nothing. I said absolutely nothing.
You
I
said
need
you
to
wanted to suck the blood of 1,000 babies.
No, I said I would use the blood of 1,000 babies as lube to fuck Beyonce.
Fat shamed a Hollywood legend.
Who was that? The skipper?
The guy that played the skipper from
You can't call him a fucking legend if you can't even name his fucking name, okay? He's not a legend. He doesn't have a fucking... What? Hollywood legend. You know, his character's name. Like fucking... You know, Hollywood legend.
I can do whatever I want.
Anyway, that's not
like
very... That's not very progressive. What I'm saying is progressive and progressivism is essentially a way to act like you have really good politics while being completely vague about what they are. So, like, I'm a progressive. That means if you and I, for instance, are to disagree about a particular thing...
Hold on. Please don't refer to me as you. My pronouns are numero uno or el matador.
Okay. So, if numero uno and I have a...
That's much better. You call yourself a progressive.
Yeah. Have a.
Don't fucking dead name me, you son of a bitch.
Look, if
I'll murder my own blood for my freedom.
If numero uno and I have a disagreement about something politically, and I'm a progressive, then that would make whatever he thinks regressive. And who wants to fucking reactionary? Who wants to be that? That's clearly bad. So I really like being a progressive because it makes me right in pretty much any and all political disagreement, you know. There's such a positive connotation, you know, progress. That's what I represent. So if you disagree with me, what are you, anti-progress? Fucking Momo, you know? That's a bad look. Bad look. So it's really great because, like, when I was a Democrat, you know, I had to explain myself. You know, somebody would have a point to the contrary of me, and I would have to be like, well, here's why I believe this. Bop, bop, bop. You know, give reasoning, well thought out or otherwise. And now it's just nana nana boo boo, whatever you do bounces off me and sticks to your glue. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to explain myself for shit because I'm right, because I'm the progress, baby. Call me the choo-choo train, okay? And this progressive choo-choo train's going to be rolling. It's going to be rolling from the East Coast to the West Coast, on down south to the best coast, okay? We're going to keep this progressive train a-rolling.
Yeah, this idea actually has a little bit of merit, I think. I don't know.
Dude, it's like I'm done arguing.
I've got a really good idea for this, too.
Yeah, what's that?
You should take this idea, should go to Afghanistan, and teach it to all the people over there. And
there's so much good work to be done here at home, though.
But I don't know.
There's so many people out there that disagree with me that I can just explain to them, like, hey, what are you, anti-progress?
We're okay.
And
take it to Afghanistan, teach the people there everything that we haven't taught them in 20 years. And maybe the Taliban won't cut your head off.
Yeah, I was going to say, El Matador, what's with all this xenophobia where you're acting like people of Afghanistan have to be explained to? You want me to go over there and white mansplain?
Yeah, the same thing we've done for 20 years, and it helped them so much that they crumbled in 2 weeks after 20 years of building an infrastructure. Oh man, we really held off the Taliban after all this teachings that we got from the U.S.
But we should have sent progressives over there.
That's what I mean. Get you over there.
Yeah. Well, plus an entire
keep your head on a swivel.
I mean, plus an armed force, of course. I mean, you can't teach progress.
I think with your intellectual
to an entire
ability,
nation,
you don't need any help.
Without the threat of violence, how would you? Okay,
your protection is your idea.
I'm trying to convince
this progressive idea that you have.
I'm trying to convince people that are stuck rubbing sticks together that lighters are good, but they ain't got no fucking lighter store.
Oh, so what? Now you're saying people in Afghanistan only know how to rub sticks together?
No. That's not what I was saying. What I was saying was...
You just said that.
Okay, look, don't try and push your El Matadorian xenophobia onto my plate. I know what I said. What I said was, that would be like trying to explain to somebody who doesn't have a lighter and can't buy one that they should stop rubbing sticks together to start a flame. They should get a lighter.
That's one thing.
But they don't have one.
It's hard to find lighters in places these days.
Dude, you're telling me. I've been...
I think the reason is they don't want people to breathe like you.
No, that's
They're trying to get rid of cigarettes.
They are trying to get rid of cigarettes.
If you don't have a lighter.
Philip Morris International announced that they want their company to be tobacco-free by the 2030.
No, but my point with
Afghanistan
is everybody keeps fighting over this place because of its resources.
Yeah, heroin.
Well, they've got oil, they've got lithium, they've got all kinds of natural resources. That's why the Soviets wanted to take it over. That's why we stopped the Soviets. That's why the people we bolstered up.
I saw Red Dawn.
I didn't. I'm just...
Don't lie. You saw Red Dawn.
I have no idea. I don't know who's in it.
It's like the ski movie against the Russians.
Well, I didn't see Red Dawn. So what I'm telling you, though, is we wasted all those lives and all that money for 20 years, and when we pulled out, it was taken back over within, 2 weeks?
Yeah, about 2 weeks.
So what's the point?
Oh.
We were stealing resources.
Oh, okay. So
that's what I mean. I'm joking and I'm making light of the shit, but we've got family that was in Afghanistan.
Yep,
we got friends that were in Afghanistan.
We were in that war from the time you were like an adult,
18,
your entire adult life.
When you were 9 years old.
Yeah,
that's when they went over there.
Yeah,
and they did nothing. Nothing but kill and be killed. And spend money. No. That's what government is, Keith. The Netherlands can't do it because we don't ride around on sailboats anymore.
Well, so basically we should be more like the Dutch now. You know?
I actually like the Dutch. That's just a funny line from a stupid movie.
Yeah, no.
I don't even think I ever saw that Austin Powers movie, but I just love that quote.
Yeah.
The only thing I hate more than racist and sensitive people is the Dutch. Yeah, it's this perfect line. Michael Caine's a fucking motherfucker, dude. Michael Caine can act his ass off.
Yeah, Michael Caine is a good actor, dude.
As the kids would say, no cap.
No cap.
Look him up.
Oh my God, John. You dropping no cap? You want a Miller Lite?
I'm good.
I'm going to get a baby beer.
I'm good. That's what I mean, though. I'm not, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying we should have never gone over there. I'm just saying. Well, we went over there so that we could pull out and the Taliban would take over again, and we'll just go back over soon enough.
Well, we went over there.
It won't be long. Mark my words, 10 years from now, just like the last podcast was 10 years ago, 10 years from now when we do one, we'll be like, well, we're back in Afghanistan. You were right, John. And my apartment's still nasty.
No, I'm going to have a lady come clean the apartment. Give it a good deep clean. I'm just...
Well, you won't still be here.
Well, yeah, I'll be here probably.
In 10 years?
I mean, maybe.
We'll probably be back in Afghanistan sooner than 10 years, to be honest.
Well, we went there not just to acquiesce their resources, but also because of 9/11. Is at least what I've been.
No, we went to Iraq because of 9/11, which Iraq had nothing to do with 9/11. Then we went to Afghanistan.
No, that Afghanistan was where supposedly Bin Laden was.
Trained. Yeah. By us.
Oh, so we were already in Afghanistan, really?
Who trained Bin Laden?
Yeah.
The United States CIA.
USA, CIA. You never hear that one. You never hear CIA.
Ali Boumaye, U.S. CIA. I don't know.
Anyway.
I like Muhammad Ali and shit.
I just feel...
Shout out to Muhammad Ali and George Foreman.
Yeah, George Foreman
Rumble
especially.
In the Jungle.
Because he would actually... we have a better chance of him watching.
You know, Hulk Hogan turned down the Foreman grill?
Really? It would have been the Hulk grill?
Yeah, it doesn't matter because half of it would have went to his bitch wife anyway, but... I never met her, but she fucked his son's friend, so she's a bitch to me. If Hulk isn't a great husband, I don't hurt bemoan you over that, but you did fuck your son's friend.
Yeah, you might want to... You chose to get your
This
kids,
might happen often in Keith's high school circle, but if you're Terry Bollea's wife, you might shouldn't be fucking your son's friend.
Yeah, you could go out and fuck a stranger. Yeah. Like not somebody not only that's in your family circle.
Get a high-priced gigolo with all that fucking Hulkamania money.
Yeah.
What you gonna do when Hulk Hogan's ex-wife's pussy runs wild all over you? Stupid, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was a hard right turn.
Uh,
Yeah, so are you
Hulk
just like
Hogan's wife, governments,
they both suck?
they suck.
Yeah, and so do you if you don't agree with me on everything I say because I'm a progressive. I didn't realize what a fucking trump card, you know, like
Yeah.
that's flipping the ace of spades every time. Oh yeah, progressive, gotcha.
Yeah. See, that's the difference between me and you. You change your political and religious views on a whim just to serve your own purpose.
Well, whenever something better comes
I
along.
change my identity every week because I'm confused internally. This Matador thing might stick, though. Ex-Matador. So I still have the machismo and the elegance of a
You
Matador.
set it down.
But I also renounced it, so I'm not an animal killer that stabs bulls with swords over and over and over.
Well, if you think about it, it's not really all that cruel because the bull is trying to kill a tiny little man.
No, it's very cruel, Keith. You don't really understand it, I don't think.
I mean, they stab him in the back with a bunch of spears.
Everybody stabs him before he fights the actual Matador. So he hasn't...
Who all stabs him?
This would be like if you were walking into the apartment to fight me, and you're walking up the steps, and everybody you know is on the steps with baseball bats hitting you with them as you walk up. They weaken the bull. The bull would win every time if it wasn't fucking tortured on the way to the ring.
Oh, they torture it the whole way there.
Yeah,
they don't put a fresh, healthy,
there's a bunch
angry
of
bull.
other people stabbing the bulls and cutting it. It's bleeding out the whole time it's fighting the actual Matador.
Oh my god, that's
why
fucking brutal.
That's why I quit. I tried to fight him on my own, and I still won. But I was like, I finally met my match. And it's like, I've been cheating all these years, and now I want to stop. I can't
You don't,
really do
you don't have to do an
I
accent.
got to work on my accent, my Spanish accent.
Would you go see a bullfight in real life?
No.
No. I would. I would go. I want to see all those brutal things from history that are still around. Like, I want to see the woman get fucked by the horse down in Tijuana.
Okay.
You know?
I definitely won't watch that.
There's going to come a day when it's cruel to the horse. And it's like, what about this human being, for God's sake? You know? Where you're not going to be able to see that
the horse
anymore.
didn't want to fuck. The horse wouldn't fuck. But I love horses. I mean,
I love horses
I would
too.
ride horses, and
But I mean, I would go to the woman getting fucked by the horse show in Tijuana.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't go.
You
to
wouldn't
a
go to a
bullfight.
bullfight. I'd go to a bullfight for sure. Oh, cockfight. If I was in like an island place and they were having the chickens fight, I would go see that. Wouldn't go to a dog fight though. Love dogs too much.
Yeah.
Dogs are too close to people for me. You know?
Yeah, I don't mind using animals for riding or
Pulling a cart
or farming and shit like that, which hardly any of it's used for farming anymore. But I don't like all that. I mean, like even in like Thailand and shit, you ride the elephants and stuff like that. I mean, if the elephants and all that are taken care of humanely, it's fine. But most of the time, they're fucking beating the shit out of them, fucking them up.
Yeah,
It's just not right, man. But like I said, I don't think equestrian riding of horses and shit, I don't think that's cruel. Some people do, but
except for when it's like that one race that they do with where all the horses be falling down and getting shot.
And the
shit.
horse racing, I'm not against that.
No.
Horses like to ride.
Yeah, but
They
that
enjoy it.
one that they got over in England where they'll like fall down and be crippled and have to be shot there on the field. That's fucked up.
I mean, that can happen in horse racing too. It happens a lot. If they break their leg, it's pretty much donezo.
Yeah. Well, they're so top heavy.
I mean, it depends on the break. Certain breaks, you could still stud them and stuff, but it's just the way their anatomy is. If they break their leg, a lot of times it's just not gonna heal.
But what other kinds of shit do we do with animals that's probably gonna go the way of the dodo? Like,
I think horse racing will eventually.
yeah.
Probably not too soon, but eventually. It makes a lot of money. It makes a lot of money for too many people right now.
Do you mean because of the potential for the horses to get hurt, like I was just talking about, or just the fact that they're exploited?
A lot of people just think just even riding them is bad, but
oh, really?
Yeah,
that's so interesting.
Yeah, they're a lot more progressive than you.
Well, no, I would call them regressive because they disagree with me, and thus, like. Pretty much anybody that disagrees with me is regressive.
A lot of woke people will think there shouldn't be equestrian events.
Well, but these people are fucking batshit. They don't think that their parents should have to go by mom and dad.
I mean, but they don't realize... You should
call your parents by their first names. A
lot of these people don't realize that these horses are taken better care of than most people's parents.
Yeah.
Or,
I mean,
children.
Fucking being woke is like the equivalent of not just thinking people should pick up their dog's shit when they take their dog for a walk, but that they should also hold a bag open in their hand and catch their dog's urine should they micurate in the fucking street. And then like that's what
slam it on Keith's countertop so he finally wipes it down.
That's what I'm just saying. Having woke politics is the equivalent of being like, "Hey, you better catch your dog's pee." It's all about rule. They're just a bunch of hall monitors, man. It's all. You get around any person that works for a fucking living, and just have a conversation.
A lot of it is not knowing what they're talking about either. Because if you want to tell me, I've been around horses my whole life.
You tell me they don't like to run.
Yeah, you tell me they don't like to run, or a riding crop. They basically say that using a riding crop on a horse is like whipping a slave with a bullwhip.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, guess what? A riding crop is the thing that hits the horse is about this big.
Yeah. About the size of a quarter or 50
And have you ever seen the glutes on a fucking horse?
Yeah, they're pretty big.
You think it's feeling that more than you are a fucking a deer fly biting you or a fucking mosquito?
I thought it was more about encouragement. And like, sure, there's like, we've all seen
that's part of it.
Seabiscuit where it's like, oh, that horse was abused. And they make a point that like somebody hit that horse as many times and as hard as he could, like the whole way around the track. And then all he has to do is just give it a little tap, and it really does it. Well, the whole idea is to get them so that they recognize the encouragement.
It's a training.
Yeah, exactly. As opposed
to
like
Pavlov's dogs.
You want to hurt it so that it'll do what you want. I don't know.
It's a command. It's not. Yeah. If you don't move, I'm going to hurt you more.
It's just a misunderstanding of what the technique is actually.
It's just not understanding science. I mean,
equestrian science.
A horse has the equative ass of every Kardashian combined in one cheek, and hitting it with a riding crop is not hurting it. It's not torture. I mean, the only thing that is bad is
you fucking Dick Cheney over here.
It's
not torture.
When they get injured, a lot of times it does end in having to euthanize them. So I do get that point, but horses like to run, man.
Dude, did you know that like 10 of the great apes have opposable thumbs. Like, I thought that we were the only animal in the world that had the opposable thumb.
No, gibbons.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Or gabbins or something. Gabbons or gibbons, something.
I think they're called gibbons.
That's why I know.
But also, that was the name of the guy from ZZ Top that passed away this week, so I might be...
Shout out to ZZ Top.
Yeah, man. Oh, somebody posted a picture of... it wasn't Billy Gibbons, it was the other Gibbons brother.
Dusty was the one that died. Dusty Hill.
And there was a picture of him in the front row of...
a bass player.
A Lynyrd Skynyrd concert, and he had a sign that said, "Play free bird."
That's good.
I was like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, Billy Gibbons was...
he's guitar player for him, right?
Yeah, he's still alive. He was Jimi Hendrix's favorite guitar player.
Oh, really? And he has an opposable thumb.
Yeah, but he uses a pick. Mark Knopfler uses his thumb to play. Bluegrass style.
Well, I've just been...
Shout out to Uncle Bud.
Hell yeah. Yeah, he was a bluegrass
What's
picker.
his name from Fleetwood Mac? He plays bluegrass style too.
Really?
The one that was fucking Stevie Nicks. Or what's his name?
Well, that whole band...
Levi something or Leslie Buckingham.
Oh, yeah, Lindsey
Buckingham.
Lindsey Buckingham.
He played bluegrass style too.
I had a friend...
The American
who was a bartender. Her name was Moon.
She Frank Zappa's daughter?
No. She was named Moon before Moon Unit. But anyway, she was a bartender at this place called Jumbo's Clown House, which is a titty bar on the east side of Los Angeles. And she fucked everybody in Fleetwood Mac at one point or another.
Yeah. Give her the Nobel Prize.
Hey, I'm just saying, like...
For fucking, I guess.
When you want to fuck a whole band, that's pretty impressive to fuck a whole... Like, you could fuck somebody in a band.
Did they shove a shark up her pussy?
Jesus. No.
Oh, then call me when you talk to Led Zeppelin, because Fleetwood Mac's second tier. Led Zeppelin used to put mud sharks up girls' hoo-ha's.
Yeah, I don't know if that's rock and roll or just kind of fucking
just
awful.
Pretty fucking
fucked
crazy.
Up. Yeah.
It's just like all those dudes that jerk off and choke themselves to death. Once you fuck that many groupies, it's gotta fucking get to that next level. Power up.
Power up. What are you, not progressive?
One up. Gotta get to that next level, baby.
Well, where was I? We were talking about something. Oh, yeah. So these apes, they got opposable thumbs and shit. Well, so what's so special about us? I thought that was like what separated us from the other apes was that we got opposable thumbs. So now...
What separates us is if those apes were in this room, they would grab that Zoom recorder, wipe their ass with it, and throw it at one of the other ones. We use it to broadcast all over the world on YouTube to 15 to 30 people a week.
Yeah, I guess.
And they couldn't have created that or the camera or the microphone or the lights. They could grab them with their hands and beat each other with them, but they couldn't create them. That's what separates us. Not the actual thumb part.
See, I thought that was the only reason.
We use our thumbs on cell phones to create things.
Yeah.
They would use it to pick it up, put shit on it, and dump it on your counter so you would actually ever clean it. That's the difference.
Well, I would have been curious,
Opposable thumb is a good thing to have.
Yeah.
It serves them well in the jungle.
Because, like, raccoons don't have an opposable thumb. Their thumbs just go in like this. And did you also know that nobody really knows if pandas are raccoons or bears?
We'll never find out because they are in China, and you know they don't tell the truth.
Jesus Christ. Look, I'm just sharing a little factoid I learned from a King of the Hill episode the other night. And I was like, is that fucking true?
I'm glad to see where you get your news from.
Well, I like cartoons, you know, so I was like, oh, I'll share this fact with John.
And what pandas are good for is rap songs.
There's a panda in a rap song?
Man, I'm so macho like Randy. Panda.
I don't know this song.
You don't know a Panda song? White X5 looks like a panda. You don't remember that?
No.
I can't remember the dude's name now. I love that song because they did a deep fake of it where they made Obama sing the whole song.
Oh my God.
Oh, what was the guy's name? I gotta find this out.
Yeah, so
Designer. You don't remember that song, Panda?
no, I don't know the song at all.
Well, let's listen to the Obama version.
Okay. Well, show me after we finish the episode.
I want to play it now.
Oh, you want to play it now? Okay.
We're not going to get demonetized. Trust me.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, man. Just hey, this is a labor of love, man. You know what I mean? Just a little labor of love.